So it's really difficult for me to express myself to other people, and I find that writing helps me do that. So sometimes I write, and sometimes I write like right off the cuff of my head, especially if I'm feeling something from a particular interaction with a very particular person, or if I'm feeling like I've been experiencing this same interaction over and over and over again with a whole bunch of different people, and it's really kind of frustrating. I'm very introverted, very quiet, and very reserved, and my introvertedness can be somewhat paralyzing depending on the situation, depending on the people, and it's really kind of fucked up, excuse my language, but I curse a lot, and I don't know how to combat that. You know, I've read articles on introvertedness and extrovertedness and the differences, and I've even read articles about how to overcome being shy and blah 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 blah. It's not that easy. So like, I would even go so far as to ask you out there watching this video, how do you overcome your shyness? How do you overcome being unable to speak to people for whatever the reason may be? Mine is usually I have a hard time talking to women because I love them so much. And you throw a woman with boobs in my face, or even a man with boobs, and it's like, and then I can't talk. So it's really disturbing, and I really don't like it. But with that being said, it seems to work for me fairly decently. We'll call it decently, and I don't know how that works at all whatsoever. Wow, it's strange, but nonetheless, something I've dealt with all my life. It's even family members I have a hard time talking to, because it's like, I don't know, I've gotten so used to closing myself off from people that it's easier to do that than it is to talk to people. It's easier to do that, to stay in my little cancer shell and be like a little turtle and not just hide from the world and remain inside my shell until somebody comes in, you know what I mean? Like, it's easier for people to come in if they really want to, but if they don't really want to, then they can stay outside, and sometimes I'm not okay with that. I want people to come into my shell, and sometimes they don't want to, and it kind of fucks with me a little bit, you know? So it's weird, but I don't know how to really get across that I like you and I want you to be a part of my life, and I want us to communicate in a manner that is more than just superficial. Like, I want to have a real conversation with you, but sometimes I'm not, like, I can't. I don't know how to have a real conversation sometimes, depending, and that's hard for me too, because it's like, I want to talk to you, right? And you probably want to talk to me. I'm kind of cool like that, but for some reason words escape me at the moment, whether it's, you know, just because I'm at a loss for words, the conversation topic does not interest me, which happens a good 50% of the time, or it's just, your face is like really awesome, and I can't seem to get past that point to where your face is no longer awesome to me. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. It's like, wow. Wow. Okay. You're that beautiful right now, and I just can't. Took me 4 years to open up to my wife, dude. Come on now. It took me 4 years to learn how to properly communicate with her, and in a way that supported our relationship. So, 4 years, we've been together for 9 years. That's 5 years where I've been trying to practice communicating appropriately, openly, and honestly with her. And even that, to this day, is still difficult. But I can talk to her openly. I can talk to her about anything and everything. And it's fun, but I don't have that with a lot of other people. So, yeah. I don't know if I know how to do that with other people. Too concerned about being judged, I guess. I think too much. Very insecure. Go figure. But I'm working on it. I work on it every day. I talk more to people now, and I talk in a more respectful manner than I used to, 10 years ago. So, a lot's happened in those 10 years. Hopefully I'm improving every day. I'd like to think so. I've met a lot of people in those 10 years. Some people I didn't like so much, some people that I loved dearly, and hold them very close to my heart. Not that that's returned by all of them, because as I said before, some people I want in my shell, and they just don't want to be there for some reason or another. And I don't know if it's me putting that negativity on them, or if it's truly they don't care for me. I've had people that there was this dude, he was a part of my life for 8 years. And anyone who knows me very well is going to know exactly who I'm talking about. And this guy, when we first met, it was okay. It's that first initial getting to know each other thing. And then we got to know each other, and we didn't like each other at all. But we had a very, I won't say unique circumstance. It's probably something that a lot of people go through, but we were very kind of similar personality-wise. As far as we were both kind of harsh and very blunt and kind of mean. I can admit I'm mean. I'm okay with that. But not as mean as some people can be, nonetheless. We had interactions that didn't really go over that well. But I got to a point where we both got to a point where we eventually accepted each other and accepted being a part of each other's lives, because we had to. That was the circumstance. We had to be a part of each other's lives because we both loved the same person. So it's like, okay, I have to be in your life, you have to be in mine. We might as well be cool. We got to know each other more. I actually started to enjoy him as a person for the most part. And we got to a point where I thought we were really cool. And then he just yeah, I can't do this anymore. Not only am I, what he did, yeah, whatever. It didn't affect me as much as it affected the person that we both loved, because they were friends for 11 years, so me and him knew each other for 8 years. I'm not gonna say we were friends for all 8 of those years. Maybe 3 of those years we were friends, and I'll put quotes around that. But it's weird to finally open up to somebody, want to have them in your life, and then they decide that, yeah, that's not where I want to be. And I get it, that happens, but it's still painful, and you go through, for me, it's hard for me to, like I said, it's hard for me to open up and let people in. So when I do that, it's a very arduous task. So once it's been done, I'd like for it to stay permanent. I know that's asking a lot, but I'd like for people to just, do as I say. Very controlling. It is not a favorable trait, but I like to have things very specific in very particular ways. If I send you a message, I want you to respond within a decent amount of time. I will give you 24 hours, but for me, 24 hours is not a decent amount of time. 12 hours is a decent amount of time, but I can't expect people to be on my level as far as responding, so whatever. But that's, hard to deal with your own personality traits that are so particular. People, if I let you into my life, if I put you in a spot that leads you to believe that you're a part of my life, if I let you into my shell, know that I care for you greatly, and I wouldn't trade my experience with you and my interactions with you for anything, even if it turns out to be that you don't want to be in my shell. Then I'm okay with that. You gotta do what's best for you, just like I have to do what's best for me. But once you're out of the shell, it's kind of hard. Once I let you in the shell, and then you say, yeah, I don't want to be here, and then for some reason you come back into my life, it's going to be even harder for me to trust you with me, I guess. It's going to be even harder for me to trust you with my love and respect. And I'm trying. It's one of my goals, determinations, to connect genuinely with people and build relationships based on love, respect, and trust. And I would like to think that I'm doing that, but I know it's difficult, which is why it is a goal and a determination, because I'm challenging myself to do that every day. Not necessarily with random people, because I know some people who do want to do that, but I want to connect genuinely with the people who are in my life on a regular basis, because I have a hard time doing that. Letting people truly know that I care for you, I love you. It's even hard for me to say. I love you, I care for you, and I want you to be a part of my life. And I genuinely appreciate the effort that you put into our relationship. This is the part of the video where I just stare into the camera. Well, thanks for watching.